So hello my friends, Devaun Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video we'll cover the best cameras for night photography. Do know you can find timestamps and links in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment, and also know this is not a sponsored video. Let's get started. For most forms of photography, the camera makes little difference. Instead, it's your creativity that shines, and you can often capture great images even with a smartphone if you refine your skill set. Of course, the right lens, a fast burst rate, super slow motion video, high resolutions, and such all have their place. But when it comes to capturing better images at night, the right camera makes a world of difference, and not every camera is correctly apt to do the job. Night photography is an interesting niche, but not one without its challenges, namely lighting. And it's an excellent way to transform a forgettable scene during the day into something magical. Historically, only ultra high-end DSLRs were capable of capturing quality images at night. But with advancements in technology over the years, mirrorless cameras have changed that fate, and now many modern cameras, even those with APS-C crop sensors, are quite capable at night. But when it comes to picking the best camera for night photography, there are certainly winners and losers regarding quality, and there are also many individual factors to consider that aren't typically standards for traditional daytime photography. As such, we've created a detailed guide outlining some of those factors to consider, and we'll also cover the best cameras for night photography on the present market. Coming in at number 5, Nikon's Z6 Mark II. The Z6 II is a multimedia powerhouse and their latest mirrorless camera. Released in fall 2020, it has a 24.5 megapixel sensor and a native ISO range of 100 to 51,200. It also has a 3.2-inch touchscreen, weather sealing, in-body stabilization, dual card slots, time-lapse, multiple exposures, focus shift, and wireless connectivity. With this update, Nikon refines their autofocusing system, and while it obtains the same 273-point phase detect AF system from its predecessor, it flaunts better low-light performance. Now the camera focuses at negative 4.5 EV, and it also does so with 32% more battery life. But crucially, the Z6 II offers in-body stabilization, letting you capture handheld images at 1 second or ISO 12,800 with minor processing. Overall, Nikon's Z6 II builds on the original model's strengths and eliminates its shortcomings, and it does so while proving their commitment to refining the Z system camera lineup. Coming in at number 4, Nikon's D780. The D780 is Nikon's most versatile SLR. Released in the spring of 2020, it features a 24.5 megapixel sensor and a native ISO range from 100 to 51,200. It also has a 3.2-inch touchscreen, focus stacking, multiple exposures, weather sealing, time-lapse, dual card slots, and wireless connectivity. The D780 receives the flagship 51-point AF system with 3D tracking and negative 3 EV support from their flagship D5, but it's their first DSLR incorporating a 273-point phase detect AF system for live view, and in this mode you get a bump to negative 5 EV or a whopping negative 7 EV via the low light AF mode. The combination, well, it creates the best focusing camera Nikon offers outside of the new D6. Nikon even updated the native shutter speed now to 900 seconds, matching the D10A, so capturing long exposures with an external trigger, and you can capture 2200 plus of such exposures at ISO 25,600 with minor processing. Overall, the D780 breaks new ground in capabilities, and it provides an enormous upgrade to an already proven platform. Coming at number 3, Sony's A7S Mark III. The A7S III is the long-awaited update to the acclaimed A7S family. Released in the fall of 2020, it features a 12.1 megapixel sensor and a native ISO range from 80 to 102/400. It also has a 3-inch touchscreen, dual card slots, in-body stabilization, and wireless connectivity. With this release, the A7S family obtains the fast hybrid AF system from the FX9 cinema camera with real-time tracking and rating of negative 6 EV. Sony's also improved the camera's 5-axis stabilization, now rated for 5.5 stops of compensation, but you're unlikely to need it given this camera's enormous ISO range and the fact that you can capture usable images at ISO 51,200 with minor processing, and it delivers such power sporting the longest battery life of its peers at 600 shots per charge. Overall, the A7S III is ultra niche, but it's a powerful camera for night photography if it meets your budget, and it continues the legacy the A7S lineup is known for. Coming at number 2, Nikon's D850. The D850 is Nikon's latest ultra-high resolution DSLR. Released in the fall of 2017, it has a 45.4 megapixel sensor and a native ISO range of 64 to 25,600. It also has a 3.2-inch touchscreen, focus shift, time-lapse, weather sealing, dual card slots, and wireless connectivity. This time, Nikon overhauled the focusing system, now with the same 153-point AF system from their flagship D5. And this AF system also has Nikon's 3D tracking to improve subject tracking accuracy with a rating of -4 EV. But crucially, this model has a 25% bump in resolution, and its sensor captures outstanding detail and dynamic range. Yet the noise performance has even improved nearly 2 stops in the process, so you can now confidently capture ultra-high resolution images at ISO 25,600 with minor processing, and you can do so for 1,840 shots, which is the longest battery life in this particular segment. Overall, the D850 shows DSLRs are powerful and relevant despite the trends, and Nikon upped the standard in professionalism while simultaneously delivered their best all-round camera to date. Coming at number 1, Canon's 5D Mark IV. The 5D Mark IV is Canon's current flagship 5D series camera and an ultra-popular release. Released in the fall of 2016, it has a 30.4 megapixel sensor and a native ISO range of 100 to 32,000. It also has a 3.2-inch touchscreen, weather sealing, dual card slots, and wireless connectivity. With this 4th generation model, Canon overhauled the focusing system, and it now obtains the 61-point AF system found in the flagship 1DX Mark II. It also receives their legendary dual-pixel AF technology, rated for -3 EV, and they've refined the cross-type point, improving its sensitivity, coverage, and rating to f8 rather than f2.8. But crucially, they bumped the resolution 36%, or by 8 megapixels over its predecessor, improving its detail. Yet despite that change, this sensor still produces superior images with better dynamic range, less noise, and usable photos at ISO 25,600 with processing. And it even has a built-in intervalometer to capture time lapses with ease. Overall, Canon's 5D Mark IV remains the top night photography camera and holds the reign as king, and it's done so ever since its original debut in 2016. It's quite a workhorse for professionals and among Canon's best DSLRs ever released. So there you have it, my friends. There's a list of the best cameras for night photography. For more information on this list or to read the detailed guide, look at the pinned comment in the description down below, and that will take you right to the full post. I've been your host, Devaun Lennox. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found the contents of today's video insightful and it added value to you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Also, leave us a like and a comment in the description down below. Let us know if we overlooked something or we missed something that we covered in today's video. I've been your host, Devaun Lennox, Photography.